Hello, I am Turtle. This is my first video log for Walkupy May Day. It is day -3. Um, so I'm just going to introduce to you what we're doing and my thoughts on the past marches. Um, and so we are going to be leaving Saturday um, from Atlanta, Georgia to Chicago and arrive in Chicago on May 1st for the month-long occupation of the city in protest of the G8 NATO summit. Along the way, we are going to visit about 9 or 10 occupations and outreach, and also be active media sources and share our story as much as possible, and share the stories of the people that we meet and the occupations and what they're going through. We want to call attention to these groups, or I want to call attention to the groups and the movement in general, and also the General Assembly process. The last marches were each had their own flavor, and this march is going to be wildly different than the previous two, as much as the two were different from each other. The first march, when I joined up, because I had not been a part of an occupation before, so the mobile occupation is pretty much the thing that I've been able to progress upon, to progress with as well. It was my introduction to the amazing idea of direct democracy and horizontal leadership. The General Assembly process is a fantastic idea, and I want to just share it with everybody I can, because our government has proved that it was dysfunctional. The purpose of that march was to protest the results or lack thereof of the super committee, and we pretty much know that that was designed to fail. So if they can't get anything done, the people have to kind of step up and show the government that we can do it ourselves then. The second march had three things that I took out of it. The first was outreach, being able to share with people the idea of direct democracy, the ideas involved with the General Assembly process, as well as just telling people basically that there is people who are stepping up for the little guy, people who are not part of big corporations, the 99%, if you will, just showing that there is a huge economic divide. It was amazing to see how many people who actually didn't know anything about the Occupy movement. It was also amazing to see how many people had false ideas about the Occupy movement, how we've been misrepresented in the media, in the normal media, and just even though there are people who try to get it right, there are so many more people who are purposely spinning it in different and wildly outrageous directions. To be able to see people and then there were also people that we met that had legitimately negative ideas and were able to share with us differing viewpoints, and I'd like that as well. The second part was also being able to visit other occupations and seeing the variations of their General Assembly processes and the General Assembly, the fact that it can be basically a living form of democracy that will change from community to community. It was a beautiful thing to see, and we were instrumental in basically spreading and sharing the ideas and bringing them about, and showing different occupations that may have been unable to figure out what works best for them to to change their minds and ideas, and also being able to reinvigorate those occupations, show them that other people are out there, that they're not alone, they're not just islands in this world. In and then the second march also helped me to see civil disobedience. learn more about it, learn about what we did, what was done in the past, especially with the civil rights movements and the Arab Spring and the Salt Marches. I was able to expand my knowledge far more about that. I mean, there were a bunch of us who got, and also to learn that the people law is made by fallible people, and there are and carried out and enforced by people who are fallible as well, and to and the idea of saying no to an unjust law is not only acceptable, but also must be done. In order for a democracy to function properly, there have to be people who point out these stupid laws and break them just to show them how stupid they were. I mean, I myself was arrested for walking in the street. I did not realize that was an arrestable offense, but there you have it. Garth and Sarah were arrested for standing on a sidewalk, and also for not showing their IDs. We all know of a fairly popular country that was a law, and how unjust that turned, and we all know how that turned out. And if our country is becoming like that, we have to stand steadfast in the face of these stupid laws, and damaging laws, and unjust laws. So this march is going to be different. We plan for it to be a not only we plan for it to be all-inclusive but selective in who's going to be a part of it. I think that this is important because there were a couple things that happened on the previous marches that were distractions to the overall message, and also it's to refine the Walkupy as an example for future marches. At least this one will be, and of course, we want to make an example of ourselves, that we can be functioning, and I think that another cool goal would be to take the media into our own hands. Hence why I'm doing this video log. Everyone will have a purpose. Everyone will have a hand in putting content for the site. I will be doing stuff like essays and poetry, and more poetry, I guess, because I did poetry for the last one, which turned out pretty well. And maybe I'll do a few more of these video logs as well. I will be continuing to do facilitation teach-ins for the occupations that come up. I also want to hold a lot more public general assemblies, because the pace of this march is going to yet be even slower than the other ones, because we're able to properly plan this out. We're able to have even shorter marching days, and there will be more time for us to do amazing things, like spreading the word of democracy, and it's just really exciting. I'm really very excited about everything that's going on. We're going to be seeing there are a couple new faces that are joining us for this march. A guy who came all the way from New York. There's another guy who's coming from South Carolina, who's very active on forums, on internet forums, and seems like he's been a lifelong protester, who we'll be able to learn a lot from. Bo is going to continue doing his thing of route and biting off more than he can chew. Darren's going to come back. He's going to do videos, and then we're going to see people from the original march as well, which is exciting. Like Citizen is going to do some photography, I believe. And then there's Peter, who has some really grandiose and slightly helter-skelter ideas, but whatever, he's cool, and he can get things done, and he's going to be writing for the blog as well. So that's pretty much all I got. See you on the road, and see you in Chicago.